Hello! Hello, hello. Welcome to Throwback Theater. I'm Eric Lutz.
And I'm Lee. Lucas here again.
Hey, it's Chris.
Great introduction, Chris.
Thank you.
How are you feeling tonight? Lee.
Good. Great.
Good.
Sober.
Yeah, we're sober tonight. Just so our listeners are aware, the pizza delivery man is on the way. We might...
What was that, ham and pepper? We gotta serve, but also need to eat.
Yeah, you really threw that one at me. I don't know. Hey, you guys want ham and green pepper? Sure, man. We just didn't talk about it. There was no discussion, but you had that up your sleeve.
Because if we had to discuss it first, it probably would take a long time.
Yeah, it definitely would have taken, and they close in 15 minutes, so
yes.
you need to just do it. So we might have to take a
welcome to
break.
the pizza podcast.
Pizza.
Where we order a pizza,
we watch old movies and eat.
We'll have the driver come on. He can talk about what kind of pizza he likes.
He probably also, everyone's seen Blank Check, so he probably also watched it.
He's probably seen Blank Check,
which is the movie we're doing tonight.
Maybe we can pay him with a Blank Check.
I've seen the movie.
It doesn't end well.
It doesn't end well for us.
Give around Blank
Who
Check.
picked this movie?
I picked up this movie.
But we've all seen it as kids, right?
No, I never heard of it.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I
it.
saw this movie as a child.
Yeah.
This movie was always on in Brazil.
On TV.
Yes, on the TV. So and I remember
Another
the
Disney.
idea. Yes, another Disney movie, and I remember the idea of just having $1 million to do whatever the hell I wanted with it was awesome.
Which is what this
Yeah.
whole movie is just like.
Yeah.
Wow, what would a kid do with $1 million?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Spend it in a week.
does spend on in a week.
And right away, who's the bad guy in this movie?
The actor you want?
He's great. He always plays bad guys.
Miguel Ferrer or
He's-
Ferrer. I don't know how to say his
Yeah,
last
he's
name.
great.
Miguel? Is it Miguel?
Yes, Miguel.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always a good
So
bad guy.
were there certain scenes or anything like that you remember that you?
I think that the shot, the one shot that I always remember was him just jumping in that bed with the money and just like throwing it around because there's some music playing, I think, but I don't remember exactly which one. I always remember the Macintosh, him giving the name because that computer that could talk was
This is
real
Mr.
high tech for me at that point. It's like, oh man, this is cool.
Oh, that computer, that'll teach you how to do everything. Everything except make love
to a woman. And then the
I don't remember that.
That
starts out.
The
It's
dad
great.
says that, right?
The dad says that, and then the mom says, "Well, now I know what to get your father for Christmas."
Yeah, it's a double
burn.
burn. And the kid's just like, ooh.
As he should be. That's how he should
That
be.
was like 4 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, that's right in the
And
beginning.
they also make ass-to-mouth jokes.
Yeah, but no.
Ass-to-mouth.
He makes the computer, the talking computer, repeat butt to face, butt to face, butt to face. That was great.
Ass-to-mouth.
Do you think that was the original draft? Ass to mouth. We can't put this in here. But then the brothers start a business called Hand and Foot Incorporated.
Which they never explain what they do.
No, they don't. And
they never explain what they do.
And they steal his money.
They did steal his money.
And like, I don't know.
because that's how the
He's
kid
like,
cannot
rats.
hold money because his two asshole
funny.
older brothers.
They steal his room for it, and the dad's like, no, suck it up.
They're working.
They
It's
are.
like, Dad, I'm 11. Right? Because he celebrates his birthday in this movie.
Oh,
Does he say
yes.
how old he turns?
I don't know.
I pegged him about
11 could be about
11,
right.
yeah.
The dad's a dick.
I have like
That is
a
sort of-
underlined world's dumbest dad. This dad is a dummy through and through.
Because all his
He's the
quotes
jerk from
about
Independence Day. That's what I remember
Oh,
from
yeah.
all the time.
Because all his quotes about work are very like 1950
Mhm.
ideals of.
You got a job? Oh, and then they go to the amusement park and they're like, "Here's $6." He's like,
Yeah, which
"Dad."
is the saddest thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
Right, because every other kid's riding the roller coasters because they have tokens and he has to like ride
Well, also-
the
well,
sad.
Yeah, because
merry-go-round.
even every ride
Butch is also an asshole.
he gets $6 and hands them in for tokens and gets six
Six
tokens.
tokens.
I'm like, wow, this fucking amusement park is expensive.
Yeah.
Yes, it's
Everything
because
they
like
do.
the first roller coaster to go to is 7 tokens.
7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's $1 a token. Then.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
$7
it's
to ride that.
To ride a roller coaster.
Fuck
Yes.
that.
So that's so, and then everything that he buys with $1 million would probably not be enough for that park.
Did any of you guys try to keep track of how much money he spent? Because
Yes,
I
actually, I
spent
started
it
writing
too.
down
Yeah.
money because I started with the house because
Yeah.
like, he blows 300 large
Yeah.
on that the castle that is
Across the street from his
It
house.
was the
house
90s.
You
don't get looking great in
Pre
this
9/11
movie.
guys.
Castle.
People had castles.
Because also, okay, like the way that the movie works is this criminal has escaped from prison and
They're trying
has $1 million with him that he's
Hidden
trying to
away.
launder it. So
Second
he
movie
can,
we've done so far with laundering $1 million, but yeah.
Yes, and he's trying to get clean out and start a new life.
Okay, and this guy also escaping from prison. Like, he's a wanted fugitive. He's real chill about like getting money and then like buying a house and settling down in a neighborhood. Like he wants to buy a house. And I was like, "You're on the run, man. Like you're on the lam. You gotta like get on the road and get out of the country or something."
Yeah, you got a good point.
Yeah, I mean, because I think they sort of said that he was arrested for money laundering the first time.
Oh,
around.
okay.
And also,
Yeah, they're not really violent criminals.
No, they're not.
Um,
And then the kid goes to the bank to cash a $10 birthday blank check that his
$11.
$11.
Yeah, interest.
yeah.
Yes.
And
then
he meets Shay. Oh boy,
Oh,
Shay
Shay.
wants to
From
fuck.
Dumb and Dumber.
Shay is fine.
Yeah.
Who's she in Dumb and Dumber?
She's the girl.
Female thug.
That like tries to follow them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's so much we can
She's
talk
a
about.
babe.
This is gonna be a fun
It's-
podcast. I have
it's
so
a-
many notes.
It's a fun movie.
So the kid gets hit, or the crook runs over the kid's bike.
As he's trying to leave,
The
because
bank
did
after.
Butch, the annoying.
Sorry about that, everyone.
That
That is the
yeah.
the water
Butch,
run.
yeah.
Yep.
And then the kid gets run over by the bad guy of this movie.
The
And then
bike. He doesn't,
His
no.
bike. Yes, his bike gets run over and destroyed.
And the guy means to write him a check, but then the cops are coming, so he just leaves it blank and he says, "Give this to your dad. He'll know what to do." But he doesn't do that.
He's a sneaky kid.
Because first he's gonna write him what, like $100, and then he does 1,000, and then he does 1,000,000, and he prints it out through his computer.
Yes.
Which I didn't know was a thing.
Also, like nowadays I cannot make my printer like do those printing that he easily makes
the computer
printing.
whiz.
Yes, he's a genius.
I thought that kid was really good in this
Asked
movie.
him out. Asked him out.
This movie moves very quickly, and I think it's because at some point they're like, this wouldn't work. Like, realistically, someone would have caught on by now.
Oh,
And,
yes.
like, but the movie moves
because
so fast.
that movie takes place all during a week.
In 6 days.
Yeah.
He blows through $1 million in 6 days.
Yes.
But the setup's great. I mean, he goes...
Because the reason he gets free from... He gets the money. Just
Yeah,
explains
the bank teller doesn't believe him. He goes to, like, the head of the
manager,
bank, who is in with the money laundering scheme.
Yes,
and
he's the one that needs to launder that whole $1 million.
Yeah.
Right, and a man named Juice was supposed to come
Yes.
pick up at exactly 1 o'clock, and it's exactly 1
Tone
o'clock.
lock.
And it's fucking Tone Lock. Wild thing. He's also in Surf Ninjas and Ace Ventura.
No shit.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
in it too, yes.
Yeah, he
He's the
has
other
quite
cop.
the acting career.
And he's hilarious in this.
His name's Juice, yeah. Yeah, I like him a lot. So he becomes like a goon then. And then the kid buys the castle house across the street
Yes.
from his
He
warehouse.
outbids the guy he stole the money from
Right.
with his own money.
And he
But the guy
creates-
doesn't know
And
it.
in the process, he creates a
Mr.
persona, Mr. Macintosh.
Yes.
After his computer.
After his computer.
Pre.
It's like, why does he sound like a robot? And they're like, we don't care, he's offering to buy the house. Like, maybe you should care. He clearly sounds like a robot.
That is an ugly house. A
Yeah.
castle?
A castle in a neighborhood. Well, because you don't know it's in the neighborhood. You think it's in a different neighborhood, and then the dad's like,
it's about down
they're-
the
they're all-
block, go down.
yeah, they're all blocking the driveway.
Yes.
I remember the swimming pool because he gets a swimming pool that goes, or not a swimming pool, but a water slide that goes from his bedroom to the pool outside.
There's so many montages of him just like doing
Spending
sweet
their
shit.
They're on it. Like it's like shopping, and then it's like
Oh,
them
the fashion
playing with,
montage.
like,
Everyone has
games.
round glasses on. You're playing games. With Henry.
Henry
Henry's
is
like my
great.
favorite character.
Yeah,
he's
Henry's
the,
He's a
the limo
strange
driver.
man.
Yeah. Yeah, he might have a few kids
Oh,
locked
hey,
up
how
in
you
his
doing?
basement.
Like,
but-
yeah, they call me the Bagmeister. Think about it. Think about it.
No, I like him though.
He's a great sidekick.
But the montages are awesome because they are very like a 90s
It's a,
kid's
and it's a
dream.
child's fantasy. Yeah, it's like, oh, what would kids do with $1 million? Go karts. Like, yeah.
He was playing a virtual reality thing.
Like
which is
tubs
now
of ice
reality.
cream.
yes.
Yeah, virtual video games.
I mean, I have
Nerf war.
There's,
He has
there's three
shooting a water
montages.
gun.
Punchy things.
Yeah, sock and boppers.
Yeah, there's 3 montages of just like doing sweet shit. Like imagine being a child actor and being like, all right, give us
Yes.
sweet shit, and like, oh,
Because that's what I
That kid probably had a blast.
Because that's
Yeah.
what I remember as a kid, just seeing like all these cool things. It was like, oh, I want that.
There's like the Velcro
I
suit
want that.
stick wall
Yeah, the
Yeah.
big boxing
that
thing
Henry's
that they do.
too fat to do.
So, guys, what do you think about this? This movie is The Wolf of Wall Street for children. Yeah?
Yeah. Okay, I
We
mean,
would have heeded the warning.
That's a big metaphor for it. Yes.
Okay, cool. All right.
it's Wolf of Wall Street for kids.
So
And nothing really bad happens at the end.
No, he
No,
almost
he gets
caught.
away with it.
I
As
love-
do the other dudes.
Yes, Jordan Belfort in Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah. I love what Henry says when he's giving him advice about his date. He tells him to take some hot wings home because nothing impresses a woman more than like to. I think he says
Pocketful.
learn to say things like non-committal.
Oh, because I also say that one of the things, because he gives a lot of good date advice to the kid, and one of them is like, oh yeah, always take women to the all-you-can-eat salad bars.
Yeah.
It's a women aphrodisiac.
Bring Ziploc bags. Take some home.
Because
It's all
It's all you
he
can eat, not all you can eat there.
Henry is a genius.
Yeah, he's great. So then
He knows how to limit
Shay.
up. Oh, Shay. Which I actually did forget that she was from the FBI. When
I didn't realize that till the
Okay,
end.
so wait,
yeah.
I want to ask you guys something. So, the bad guy, Miguel Ferreira, goes in to the banker's office and gives him a briefcase with $1 million in it. It's like, launder this for tomorrow. Like, I need it done tomorrow. I want it laundered. I'll be back for my money. He gives the kid the money, thinking that he sent him in. Yeah, thinking that he's supposed to pick up the money for this guy. And then when the kid deposits a bunch of this cash back into the bank, it's printed FBI.
Yeah.
So he didn't launder the money.
He doesn't.
no,
cash
he doesn't. He's paying people,
Yes,
and
yeah.
those people are going to the bank.
Yeah. All
That
of his
money,
is-
that money that you
But he
saw.
still didn't launder it then. Like, the money has not been laundered. That's all the marked
Correct.
bills. So that guy never laundered the money for the bad guy to begin
Yes.
with. So was he trying to screw him over?
Possibly.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's what
Yes.
I
Actually,
was
I
wondering.
did
Yeah.
not think about it.
Yeah.
Yes, it could be. You know?
Okay. Well, we figured out this movie finally. Someone had to
A whole
do
different perspective.
it.
It's so much deeper.
Yeah.
So
But, Biederman. That's his name.
Yeah,
Peterman.
Peterman, the bank manager.
Yeah.
Which his meeting with Juice is hilarious too, because he just keeps saying those like the ego has flew the nest.
The chicken
Oh, yeah.
is
The
in the
chicken-
coop.
And then Juice just was like, man, I don't know about any chickens. All I know is I want my $1 million.
But Shay, like, I guess I didn't realize that she was working with the FBI because I have like many notes about how she's a pedophile.
Oh, you don't realize until she like is jogging, I guess, and she like pulls up to the van. And the guy's like, "Did you find out about like so?"
I don't remember that. I must have like
He
looked
does,
away
yes,
for that
'cause
scene.
Because like the first time that he asked her on a date, and
Right.
she says yes, she
Mhm.
then stops and talks to a guy in the van.
I don't
It's
remember
that the
seeing
black
this.
FBI agent
Yes.
guy.
Don't
This-
remember this.
Yes, but-
I might have walked away for a
But
second.
the whole
Yeah.
kiss on
Totally
the lips
ruined.
at the end is really weird.
Because for a while, I mean, they had a very romantic scene in the fountain together.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was into it.
Which again, she
She's
gets.
literally wet.
Yeah.
She and it looks really hot.
Oh yeah.
She's so hot in that scene too. The
It's
kid
weird.
is a player.
Yeah.
and
that
they
kid is a player.
agree to go on a date in a few years.
80 years, I think, to be exact, is what she
7. I think he talks it on the 7. That's what they agree on.
Because yeah, they do.
Which
try
means
to
he'd be
argue.
18, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
Hey.
I want to go back to that money thing. I was thinking about it.
Right?
Did Shay put the money in there marked FBI?
Yeah, he says at one point that they're all, like, when he brings them the briefcase, he's like, oh, these are marked bills, they'll get traced in
No, because he
seconds.
said they're
Yeah, exactly.
sequential.
Yeah.
Which is like those things that
So they have to be
are not.
laundered.
Yeah, but like, did she know about this and then put the money
Well,
back
because
with the FBI
because
stamp on it?
what they were doing, the FBI is not there to pick Miguel Ferreira.
Yeah, they were
there
there
always
they were
to get
monitoring
Biederman.
the bank manager because they
Oh.
suspected him of laundering
Yes.
money.
Yeah.
So they were already
Because
there. Like,
because
they
at
were
a
watching
second-
him, and then
yeah.
this guy just happened to show up to have his money laundered, and they get involved.
Because at no point in this movie, anyone from the law enforcement is trying to arrest that criminal who escaped prison. He gets arrested
no
by
one's looking for him as far as
Yeah, and he's not even hiding. It doesn't
No.
seem like he's like, yeah,
No,
trying to buy this house.
Nobody's trying to find him.
Okay, I just assumed it.
yeah.
And because he gets arrested just because they think that he's Mr. McIntosh
Okay.
in the end. And they wanted to arrest Mr. McIntosh.
Mr. McIntosh. Like no one meets him, but I mean everyone's convinced.
Everyone takes his money without
Money
thinking
talks.
twice.
I mean, who
Well,
cares?
that's
I guess.
exactly what it is. No one
Yeah.
cares where it's coming
yes,
from as long as they're
Mm.
as long as they're getting paid.
paid.
Yeah, that's deep, bro. That's Wolf of Wall Street shit, right there.
So all those $1 million that did go out that this kid spent, like goods and services, aside from the party which was bust financially. I mean, like those are all transactions. Like the government can't like revoke any. Like how does that work?
Well, because that's all cash. I
Right.
think he paid everything
Yeah,
cash.
but like if it was federal money or being like, does that did everybody still get paid? Like, did he screw like $1 million out of?
Well, I don't think the government can go collect all that money.
Yeah, I don't
again.
think that. Yes, I don't think the government would be able to do anything with that money.
It's cash. You know, what I mean, he wasn't writing checks.
No, but if I go and turn a suitcase full of $1 million, and they can seize that. So anybody who deposited that cash doesn't own that cash anymore. They're not going to.
I really thought we'd be talking about the fun moments of like.
But
Let's go back to the
did
fun
he
one.
screw? Like,
You don't want to know about the
probably
U.S.
did.
banking system?
He probably did. I mean, he broke a lot of laws. Probably in this.
Oh, he's gonna go to jail at the end, pretty much, because the FBI is like, "Who's Macintosh?" And he's like, and then the guy's like, "I'm Macintosh."
Yes.
Which is, if you just
No,
kept
no,
his
because
mouth
the
shut-
FBI guy says that if they don't get Mr. Macintosh, they're gonna arrest the kid.
Oh, really?
The guy literally said.
Yeah, he
because
says
the
we're gonna
girl-
bring in the kid.
Yes,
At least
the
we're
girl-
questioning to
yes,
find out. Like,
yeah, so
Yeah.
the kid is coming in either way.
Yeah.
If they don't find Mr. Macintosh, and that's why Shay goes back to it and tries to find Mr. Macintosh.
Right at the party.
and the whole reason they want him is because they find out because those people are depositing the money into the bank that's marked. So they're like, "Oh, he has stolen federal money."
Yes. Yes.
Then there's also a sticky Velcro wall. He jumps on it. with
Everything
Henry.
in that house is awesome.
Yeah.
He has a go-kart
Yeah.
track that goes. Also, that the house looks even bigger every
He has
single
a-
time that they keep
yeah.
cutting back to it.
He has a remote control that controls like everything on the grounds of
Yeah.
the estate.
I remember telling someone that this movie was like Home Alone, but in like a rich house, and I think I was
Kinda.
kind
It
of
also
wrong.
feels like Richie Rich a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah, because like it really was just the last 5 minutes of the movie where
It's Home Alone, yeah.
Yeah.
Because he starts setting up little
And-
traps here and there.
and it was just like, oh, there's this scene with Tonak, and he's in the batting cages, and
Just getting
Tonak could just
with base.
Step to
take a
the side.
step back
Oh,
and
step to
not
the
get
side.
not get hit by the
Right.
baseball.
You're like, ooh,
And he's like,
ow,
"Oh, yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. And then I thought with the main bad guy,
He keeps trying to like plead with the pitching machine.
Yeah,
as in,
like,
like the
it's gonna
pitching
stop.
machine. And he's like, "Oh, hey, wait a minute, hang on, don't hit. Oh no,
I thought the bad
like,
guy
oh,
was
it's cool.
actually
Hey, I'll do a
gonna
little
die
dance."
when like he's in the like the ball.
And
Yeah, I know he's gonna drown.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah, I was like, this guy's fucking going down. He is dying.
But then I also thought when he puts in the cage, he can just open the latch up.
Well, but I think
yeah.
I think is whenever he gets to the ball, he just gets hit by the card like really fast. I don't think he has time to unlock it, but I might be mistaken. But
Well, this movie reminds me of those like Pop-Tart ads where like win the coolest '90s room ever.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about?
I do.
Like you enter a
Like,
chance
we're
to
gonna
win.
remake your room.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
gonna get
and
this
it's just
awesome
like
research
hit the lava
chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an inflatable chair and a lava lamp. You won.
It's a Nickelodeon lava lamp.
Also, speaking of the bad guys at the end, Peterman, how Peterman goes down. He drops the virtual reality.
And he just loses his
He's like
mind.
he's tripping.
he gets
Ah! This is reality now. Fell into some sort of vortex.
he goes.
Because he keeps screaming like, "God, cut it off! I can't! Ah!" And it's like all he has to do is just lift it off his own head. He just is incapable of doing it.
Also, did anyone also notice that in the first montage when he gets the first time with Henry in the limousine that he's just eating
A
like
tub of like a
It's
garbage
garbage.
can size.
A big old Rubbermaid.
Yeah,
which in the end of the movie, Henry comes back with another one, and because like
Because you said there was no ice cream. I wanted to get ice cream.
He
What
has
happened?
an eating disorder.
and,
Let's be
then,
honest.
and then he just is like, oh, if nobody's gonna take this, I'm
Which,
gonna
actually,
take it.
that actor passed away in 2015.
Really?
R.I.P.
Yeah.
The father has also died in 2014.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, he did. He's in Meet the,
movie,
Meet
yeah.
the Parents as well.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
Oh.
like the in-law, I think. Jesus, fucker, is when he said they break their nose.
Well,
That's it.
well,
I
now
know him
it's
from
sad.
those two movies.
Yeah. I love this movie.
It's really fun.
A
Yeah.
lot of people like this movie a lot. People were really attached to this movie.
I definitely had not seen this since I was a kid. I remember renting it from, once again, the Hollywood Video. My older brother was there, and he's like, hey, this looks cool, let's watch this. And that was like the only time I think I've watched
This
this
kid
movie.
looks fly in suits, though.
Oh, yeah.
He pulls
does.
them off.
Uh-huh.
Sadly, he did not have the best. He's a childhood star. He was on Family Ties, I believe, before this.
Oh.
And he's been arrested multiple times for various charges
Probably
in Nevada.
that's a bummer.
Checking blank
See,
checks.
I feel like we're ruining this for ourselves. Like, the movie was great,
And then
now we're-
reality just
yeah.
ends. Like, oh boy.
Which the scene going back to the movie, which I thought was really funny because the choice of words are very like poor decisions when they are chasing the kid in the park. they keep yelling things like "I own you, kid" or "and your ass is mine," which I found.
Oh boy!
I found it's like because like Juice starts to like. No, Miguel Ferrer just goes like, "Your ass is mine," and then the Juice just keeps yelling to the kids like, "I owe you, kid," and then they just keep chasing this kid with a car in a park.
Oh boy!
They're drawing a lot of attention.
I mean, they drive through a
attention.
sign.
Yeah.
Like they're
They
drawing
draw a lot of
attention.
attention for people who are trying to kind of like.
No,
lay
you're right.
low.
I really like the montage where it just plays, "I want candy," dun, dun, and it's just them.
Which may have been new at the time.
And I think they play it twice in the movie.
I gotta hope so.
Yeah, there's a good amount of montages.
I think they play it also twice.
I think the saddest thing I've ever seen is a kid by himself on a bouncy castle with boxing gloves on, with no one to box
Staring
with.
at the sky.
Just
Oh,
kinda
yeah.
bouncing and-
Yeah, when that like the low part of the movie happened, I instantly started singing "Ain't I Glad It's Raining" from Ernest.
Well, what is the theme of this movie? Like, what do you take away from this?
Money can't buy happiness.
Yeah, money can't buy happiness.
Which
Boom,
I
there
think
it
is very clear.
Yeah, I mean, he becomes.
But
He also
That's
realizes he has
that
no
screenwriting
friends.
master's talking right there.
The writer of this movie, I hate his. He wrote "Save the Cat," which
I don't know.
Oh,
is
the
a
guy who wrote this
screenwriting
movie
book.
wrote that book. That guy's
Yes.
a douchebag.
that guy's a
What?
douchebag.
How do you know that guy's a douche?
Just if you read like parts of the book, like he writes about it, screenwriting as
Oh.
he's a master, and like this is the movie that he wrote, and like this is Miss
Oh, I gotcha.
Congeniality.
I thought you meant if I read
no,
the
no.
book, Save the Cat.
Miss Congeniality
Like,
too.
yeah, I don't
he
know.
wrote the second one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So like
and he like
But money.
very famously hates Memento, and you can email him and he tells
yes,
you
he
why.
yes
Oh, wow.
he gives his email
Maybe we
so
should.
people can, and he will tell you why Memento sucks.
And actually,
Maybe we should email him.
It's
and be
just
like,
money.
This is why blank check. Like,
It's
just
just
rip
about
it
money.
apart.
which I guess it comes back to this. Like he complains about it how Miss Congeniality is better than Memento because he made more money in the box office.
Hey, you know what? That makes sense to me. That's what all good movies are based out of. That's
Yeah.
why Avatar is.
the best.
Everyone
movie
loves it.
ever
I have
made.
never met anyone that doesn't like Avatar.
Well,
Sure. I'm
money
glad.
did buy
It's gonna be
happiness.
stuck in your
It
head.
did. It was that too, like he didn't know when to stop.
No, I don't think.
Well,
he did.
no. The problem is that he ran out of
himself.
money. If he
Well,
had
yeah,
more
well-
money, he would have been happy.
No, because even Henry says that whenever you run out of money is when you see your real friends. And then as soon as
Right,
he runs
he
out of
thinks
money,
Henry
everyone
bailed on
disappears
him.
besides like Shay comes back, Henry comes back, and his family comes back.
Because Henry leaves to go get ice cream, and he thinks Henry left him because he finds out
He has
that
no
he
money, but he comes
anymore.
back.
Well, he just knows that Henry's out for some ice cream.
So
He
who
should
are
just assume
who
that.
are all the people he invited to this party?
Nobody. That was the
They,
thing.
Who
they
are all
all
these
just
adults?
they all just came for the money.
Yeah,
that woman invited everyone.
Oh,
Yeah, she was a
okay.
party planner.
Yes, she
Yeah.
invited everyone. Everyone just came because like, oh, it's a rich.
Because that is
party.
one thing. There's never a scene where he has a bunch of kids over.
No,
to,
because
like, play
because also like he
stuff.
doesn't have any friends.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And I think it's also part of like because of his problems. The other things that he needs the money.
Does he get like Butch's respect at the end? I don't remember. Does Butch ever come up and be like, "Hey man"?
No, he
No.
gets
No, he
thrown
just kind
out
of gets
of
his ass beaten. A
Yeah.
little.
Yes, because he tries to come to
Good.
the house. He tries to come
Which
to the house,
sucks.
and then they just like throw him.
Yeah,
out.
Henry
Yeah,
talks about
yeah.
it, and then the two bad guys grab
But
him.
yeah, they get
and
it.
almost
hang
throw
over
him
a
out of a
building.
building. Yeah.
Because they're like, "Who is he, kid? Like, where does he live?"
That's what you get for being a bully.
And that kid has his address off the top of his head. He lives,
Right?
he lives
'Cause
in
he's
45
probably-
South Darren Lane, like
Christ.
so-and-so, Indiana. 15205. Like,
Yeah.
Then they kick the
Butch is
door.
also a dick.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck Butch. Now was he? He wasn't the same kid from Big Daddy, was he? Like an O'Doyle Rules kid.
Mm,
He was
I don't
ginger
know.
and a curly hair. I don't know.
he reminded me
Guess
of
we
the
have to
bully
watch it
in
again.
Star Kid. I mean,
Well, there are, the bully in Star Kid. I felt bad for. He came.
Yeah, because
Wow,
his backstory is real sad.
Yeah.
that's true.
And then they end up being like tight.
Friends.
Yeah.
Which in this movie doesn't happen.
No.
But he goes back and becomes
No,
friendly
it
with his
ends
family
with him
again.
still friendless. He just has Henry.
That's why, like,
That's
the,
all he
needs.
the message of this movie is a little weird because, like, he just understands he needs to be responsible with money and just to.
Well,
treat
the
his-
last scene is like he comes back and it's his family, and it's like, oh.
But also
I
his
think he
dad
realized-
kind of like has the same
He also is an artist.
realization
Yeah.
out
Yeah.
of nowhere, but it's still.
Yeah, he
Because
realizes.
the kid even says at one point, he goes, "Oh, if we're not poor, like, why am I so depressed?" And it's like, "Geez, kid."
Yeah.
He's really bummed
very
out.
cynical.
Yeah.
Yes, because he has a very shallow idea of what money is, and you see through the movie that that's his vision. Of
Yeah,
it.
I guess his whole thing is like he thinks he would be happier if he had money.
Mhm.
And
Oh,
he
okay.
And by the end,
that
he
it's
doesn't.
not true.
Yes.
Okay.
Because by the end, he realized that he has no friends, and that's why he's kind of unhappy.
Okay.
Because that's when Henry, like the one night that he wants Henry to play with him, but Henry has an adult date or something.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, you're bringing it home there.
yeah. Because
I
then the
love
movie
Henry.
ends with him just wishing to get Shay. I think because he has his
Bring
birthday.
it around town.
He just wants to
around
town.
An FBI agent kissed a boy on the lips. It's real weird. It's real weird.
Yeah.
There is
like-
a sensual, like,
Yeah, it's strange.
Very, like, Oh, even the pool scene is like feels like The Graduate a little bit because he's floating in the pool with his glasses on, and she comes up to the pool. And he's like, "Oh, hey."
I mean, again,
And
of
he's
all
just
these
floating.
movies that we watched this week, this month, they over sexualize a lot of this
They do.
relationship between
That may-
like,
Unnecessarily.
adults and kids.
That was the thing. Yeah.
Yes,
And,
That's why-
and
we're
kind
all
of and
horn
shitty
dogs.
dads who became better dads. That's a real theme,
Yeah,
though. That has,
Definitely.
that has
In the
seen a lot
90s.
of
Yeah.
these
You know what?
movies.
We got a few minutes here. I
I
feel
think
like.
it's about. It's usually about just like.
What have we learned so
dysfunctional
far
families.
in these movies? We've watched 8 movies so far. What are the things we keep seeing? Definitely dysfunctional families,
Yes.
like, but not dysfunctional.
Does Stark
not
have a dad? I
dysfunctional.
don't- He just has a mom.
Traditional
No, he has a
families
dad.
that are
Right?
like
Does he?
a
I don't-
little
Oh,
bit.
his dad sucks. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not like a dysfunctional where
He
there's
doesn't
like
have a mom.
you know what
Yeah,
I mean.
they
like-
always just seem like broken homes in
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
Because like in
It's
the
always just
Star
like the-
Kid, like
it's
the
always just
mom
the
is
dad.
dead and the dad's working.
Mhm.
But
it's
it's a
always,
cheap
the
way-
dad. I feel like
Yes.
it's always the dad that doesn't
Tim
appreciate
Allen,
the family.
and the other one is like.
Or it's a dad who has to
absentee
learn
dad.
to be a dad, like, because
Mhm.
they
Yeah.
weren't there with their kids.
Do you
Like,
think
he'd
it's
fly
a-
away home. He's like, he didn't really have.
No, guys, I'm gonna
his
call my dad
daughter.
after this.
Yeah. Do you think it's a cheap way to get empathy for the main character?
It depends if you're following the child or the father figure.
Yes, because it also depends, I guess, like how they set it up, like the reasoning behind it. Some of them like were very cheap. Like in Star Kid is very cheap.
But his
Uh,
dad just kind of is busy,
Needs to work too
and he's
much.
single.
Yes.
Yeah.
he
Magic
works
in the
a lot.
water as well.
Yeah, same thing. Like they're
Yeah.
divorced parents. He has a job that he's obsessed with because
Because like even on
thinks
that
his
one, like
fame is
even because
important.
at least there's the mother there that's present.
Yeah.
Like Star Kid didn't have
and
the
then
mother.
like
No, no,
Fly Away Home and Tim Allen.
Because like
and
this one might have
Jungle.
like the most normal family in terms of like there being like the parents love each other.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
have
the
the
dad's
two kids.
just kind of a dope.
The dad
Yeah.
is just like very. Oh, and he's still like in the 50s. He thinks that you know,
Yeah,
if
he's
you
not
work hard.
really ignoring his son
No,
or anything.
no, he just like he just believes that if you
Cool.
work hard, you get what you want.
Do you think that mentality of these, unfair parents or like, why?
I think
is
it's to
that?
make it relatable to their
To
age
children and also
group.
to children.
Their target
Yeah, okay.
audience. Yeah.
Because like I feel like I feel like most of the time like we always just have like our biggest problems are always with our parents because we want to do things and they tell you no.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's why the
And then
parents
that's
are
why
always
also in
an
this movie
adversary.
too. Yes, because they're always the opposition for kids because
Yeah.
like, they control your life.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that the parents are a thing.
Right.
Yeah, usually the kid's like a loner. That's what I've also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
they
a lot of
make
friends,
them
kind of
outcasts.
an
Have
outcast.
many
Yeah,
Yeah.
they always make them outcasts, and yes,
They also tend to be more on ideas than opposing forces. It's more like, wouldn't it be cool if
Right.
this guy came from the Venezuela? This guy got
And
a
then
blank check.
they just kind of like throw it into like a formula
Yeah.
plot. Yeah.
They're more
Yeah.
idea based than they are character or arc based.
Mm-hmm.
yes, all of these movies that
Good
we've been
point.
watching are very formulaic.
Yep.
Which doesn't mean they're bad.
But that's what separates these family type movies from like Oscar movies.
Yes,
You know,
exactly.
Ah.
Yes.
Pardon me.
in narrative. Pardon me, not cinematography.
We have watched a Academy Award nominated movie.
That's the difference, I think. Is the
Yeah.
caliber of the story.
Yes, how much time they put into it. I agree. I agree.
Okay.
So that's what I have to say about these.
Okay, I think you're right. Yeah, maybe we'll dive into that some and maybe later in other podcasts.
Hope we didn't bum
Makes
you out
sense.
too much with our real world updates on
Yeah.
the cast of Blank
You
Check.
did bum me out, but maybe the viewer, the listener.
I still love this movie. I think it
love
holds up.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think I think it's very simple and it holds up.
It moves fast enough.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
that
what
I'm
it
not
is.
bored. It's only like 82 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You never
so
bored
it
in the
moves
movie.
pretty quickly.
You're never
and it's
really
funny
bored.
enough to like, yeah, you can watch with a kid and not be like, oh,
Yes.
when's this movie gonna be over?
You gonna be the odd man out, Lee?
So do you guys say it all holds up?
Yes.
I would, yeah.
No,
would say
I
so.
think it does as well.
Yeah,
Holds
I
up.
think
Great.
it's a very solid one.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
It was fun.
Bye.
I-
Get stop listening now. Turn it off.
Candy.
I never heard or watched this up until now, and I'm kind of disappointed because you guys all have really good memories of
Yes.
And-
Oh
and
yeah,
this-
right. So you just saw this
it.
for
And
the
heard
first
of it.
time,
Yeah,
right?
so like, no, this is I wish I saw this back then.
Yes, this is a
I
good
do-
one to watch
I
as a
do
kid.
like it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Cool. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Check us out next week and keep us updated.
In October, we're doing
we're
movies that scared us.
movies that scared us.
We'll keep you posted in the ones that we choose on.
So not scary movies, but just movies that scared us.
Yeah.
So you will find how scary we were.
Just check out our Facebook page for more information. We don't have a Twitter, but I mean, if you guys feel like making it Twitter, I don't. Maybe by the time this comes out, we'll have a Twitter. I don't know.
Hashtag no Twitter.
Okay. Have a good night, day,
wherever
life.
you are.
Keep it easy.
You find a blank check? Sign up real fast.